Senator Josh Hawley sent a letter to the FBI demanding they prioritize the problem of tens of thousands of children disappearing at the border under the current Biden administration. But we know that changing that priority would mean the FBI would have to deprioritize things like the insurrection and things like domestic surveillance. So we know that's probably not going to be happening. Hawley posted this Friday, April 28th. He says that we demand the FBI launch a full-scale effort to locate missing migrant children, bringing child labor criminals to justice. A letter went out. Apparently, there are nearly 85,000 migrant children that have gone missing. Just so we're clear on that number. 85,000 children that have gone missing, while also bringing any child labor criminals holding them to account. The letter went over to Christopher Wray. Let's see what it says. Before we read the letter, Josh Hawley had an explanation. Here's what he said.
Exactly the right word. That's what I said. This is criminal. You've used exactly the right word. That's what I said to Alejandro Mayorkas last week when I questioned him on this. And I just say this, at this point, the FBI needs to be involved. They need to go find every single one of these kids, 85,000 or more who are lost. FBI needs to find them. We need to have an investigation by the FBI into the Homeland Security Department, into HHS, to figure out who is facilitating these smuggling rings. Are they deliberately not doing their job? Are they deliberately or negligently turning these kids over to smugglers? We need to find out. The FBI needs to get on it and launch a full-scale investigation right now. We're looking at the biggest child smuggling ring and the biggest child labor ring in American history, and this administration is responsible for it. This is criminal.
Just sitting around, not doing anything, enabling it, allowing it to continue to happen with a wide open border. But 85,000 kids just don't know where they went. Hawley sent this over to the FBI April 27th. Dear Christopher Wray, according to statistics kept by Customs and Border Protection, some 345,000 children have come across the border unaccompanied since early 2021. We now know tens of thousands of these children have been caught up in massive child smuggling and child labor operations. I am sure, Chris, that you have seen recent reports from the New York Times that the Department of Health and Human Services has lost touch with as many as 85,000 migrant children. Thousands of these children are now the prey of child labor criminals. Footnote 1 is from a New York Times article. Actually, all the footnotes are from New York Times articles. You can see them down here. Unaccompanied migrant children, exploitation, migrant child labor under Biden. Same article referenced a couple times. Continuing, says, the Biden administration is morally responsible for the fate of these kids. The president lifted Title 42 restrictions on unaccompanied children in early 2021. Reporting reveals that HHS loosened vetting processes for sponsors and retaliated against whistleblowers who raised these concerns. As a result, thousands of children have been handed over to modern-day slave traders. They are forced into factory work under punishing conditions. They are forced to make auto parts, process meat in slaughterhouses, and re-roof houses. They are denied food, education, and sometimes fear for their lives. They suffer sexual violence. In a country that claims to value the rule of law and the protection of children, this is unconscionable. And this goes for all of the border hysterics as well. The people who are constantly saying that, no, we have to welcome these people. If you close it down, it's racist. Anything that you do to maintain an orderly immigration environment where we don't have hordes of people just coming across on the regular, that is racist. And that is causing harm to people who just want to improve their lives and be a part of something better. What many of these well-intentioned, maybe if you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, people on the left, what they say is an act of humanitarianism, of care, of being welcoming, of being enlightened and sophisticated, is causing modern day slavery to happen in America, coming across the border regularly, referenced by the New York Times. And where is the Biden administration screaming about the kids, screaming about the children? screaming about the kids in cages. There are less kids in cages. In fact, there's 85,000 less of them because they don't even know where they are. They're maybe not in cages. They're maybe the victims of modern day slave trading, of being sold into slavery, whether it's for construction or whether it's for sexuality. It's happening on the regular. And the FBI is too busy focusing on January 6th and homegrown domestic violent extremism. Hawley continues, he says, the pervasive maltreatment of migrant children plainly violates the law, which prohibits the abuse of underage workers, and the Trafficking Victims Protection Act, which designates human trafficking offenses as federal crimes. The FBI and you, Chris, must mount a full-scale effort to locate these missing children and to bring justice to the criminals who are holding them in modern-day slavery. The FBI must also investigate Health and Human Services and DHS for their role in facilitating the exploitation of these children in violation of the law. That is bold, man. So he's asking the FBI, go do something about this problem. Who is exploiting these people? Please find out, let us know. But please also investigate your other branches of government, DHS and HHS. Why are they enabling this to continue on? This issue must be a leading FBI priority. Please call my office with a full report with the whereabouts of these children and any prosecutions initiated no later than May 25th, 2023. I appreciate your prompt attention to this matter. Sincerely, your friend, Josh Hawley. Now, is the FBI going to focus on this at all? I doubt it. They're not going to even respond. In fact, Christopher Wray is usually just in and out of these proceedings because they would rather focus on stuff that is useful to them, which in this case is using the strong arm of the government to obliterate their political enemies. And this is not a problem for them. This is actually a job well done, according to Mayorkas and many people who are responsible for this mess.